All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. We are a group of analysts from the corporate development team here at Oracle. My name is Ava Turner. My colleagues are Favor Lucky, Glenn Woldegay, and Joy Kika. We are here to present our team's reevaluation of our potential acquisition of Sun Microsystems as a follow-up on Margaret Madison's initial analysis. In anticipation of a potential rival offer from IBM being made, we seek to understand the opportunity this acquisition presents for Oracle and to estimate what our highest offer price would be in the event that a bidding war with IBM ensues.
During this discussion, we will introduce the target company, Sun Microsystems, and give some background and considerations, provide an industry overview and description of the competitive landscape. We will present a valuation, and lastly, share our recommendations based on the finding and the potential accretion following the acquisition. Throughout this analysis, we will seek to understand if this acquisition is a good strategic fit, to what extent this acquisition can create value for all. Here's the executive summary of what we will be sharing today. To provide an overview of our current position, our most recent bid of $9.50 is already a 40% premium over the current $6.69 share price and enterprise value of just over $5 billion. Our competitor's IBM prior offer was for $9.40 per share. Sun has historically been very successful. The company began building desktop computers and workstations, then developed the Spark chips, and then came their very popular Java programming language. Sun was at some point the fastest growing company in America. As it obviously is in the share price graph, they have been hit hard by the dot-com bubble and are now suffering due to the recession, despite having undergone multiple efforts to recover. Sun Microsystems' share price is down 60% over the last 3 years and was even lower prior to the small jump at the potential IBM acquisition news. Sun's most notable assets include Java programming language, Solaris operating systems, and is recently acquired MySQL database management software, which is the world's most popular of its kind. Our CEO, Larry Ellison, is looking to create an end-to-end technological convergence and emulate the successful all-in-one business model. Sun has the assets to help facilitate this and offers further diversification opportunity for Oracle's business portfolio.
The current banking and financial crisis have caused significant economic recession. The market as a whole has suffered recently, but financial institutions in particular are struggling. As can be seen in the relative sales growth of primarily hardware-focused IT companies, Sun is underperforming its peers, but a portion of the hardware companies featured in the figure above appear to be stagnant or declining. It is clear that Apple is currently the most successful company, having adopted an effective integrated tech approach that we could strive to emulate through this deal. There have been some directly observable trends within the IT industry since the 1980s, some of which have proven beneficial to Sun, others quite the opposites. Picture some of the more recent revenue trends in hardware, software. Clearly, there's an upward software trend, but yet Sun's revenue is declining. This is due to the nature of their products being higher end, as well as their consumer base's reaction to the current state of the market. Clientele have opted for low-end products rather than Sun's high-end offerings, and Spark chips are no longer as favorable when compared to those of Intel and AMD.
All right, to begin our evaluation portion of the discussion today, we are providing you guys a base case DCF conducted for Sun Microsystems. This future projection of Sun's enterprise value without inclusion of synergies or any acquisition-related changes resulted in an estimated enterprise value of just over $2.6 billion and the equity per share value of $3.44. This is representative of the current trajectory the company is on. The analysis was done using the calculated weighted average cost of capital of 12.3% and a terminal growth rate of 2%. The DCF with estimated synergies and integration costs factored in produced an equity value per share of $8.49 and an enterprise value of $6.3 billion. This is below the current share price of our offer, but this is also likely due to the use of conservative estimates of the synergies slowly integrating and not reaching full potential until 2014. It is clear in the synergy sensitivity analysis just how significantly the estimates impacts enterprise value and consequently the equity value per share. The other sensitivity analysis that is included is the impact of terminal growth rate on WACC or share price. This sensitivities analysis includes a range of terminal growth rates because the selected rate of 2% may be considered overly conservative and the WACC calculation, it does involve some subjectivity. It is also reasonable to assume that once acquired, the cost of capital would change drastically as Sun's current debt rating is only a BB+. The next valuation approach utilized was comparable multiples in order to include a market-based analysis. The 5 companies we selected as comparables were vetted using a variety of criteria, including product offerings, industry classifications, value, capital structure, and size. The multiples valuation proved difficult because some of Sun's financial metrics are negative, and the calculated multiple cannot be applied. The one estimate we were able to obtain through this estimation was enterprise value to revenue, which produced an estimated equity value of per share $15.84. A sensitivities analysis was then implemented using different revenue parameters and applied multiples. This was reasonable as Sun's revenue has been uncharacteristically low due to the recent financial institutions' hardships. This range of revenue estimates helps paint a better picture of the company's true intrinsic value. So to summarize all of our valuation processes, we graphed the ranges produced by each type of analysis and calculated a weighted average. Dedicating 70% of this average to the DCF value and 30% to the comparable multiples analysis, we arrive at $10.70 per share value. The weighting was much heavier on the DCF given that it is a technical and more accurate approach and because of the lack of eligible multiples due to Sun's negative recent cash flows. This price is well above the current share price displayed as the bottom red line within the figure and is also above that of our recent offer. We would like to recommend that based on the firm's required rate of return, cash balances, and the level of uncertainty and instability that is currently surrounding the economy and is particularly impacting Sun's customer base, that we as a firm do not offer more than $9.80 per share.
Based on our analysis and knowledge of this deal, it absolutely appears to be a good fit. The already existing integration of the companies can be streamlined, and there is huge creation potential. Sun has some very valuable assets that Oracle has the ability to develop and leverage, and although unfortunate, Sun's recent struggles do put them at a discounted price for Oracle. We anticipate that Oracle's market share of the software and database industry will pair very effectively with Sun's background and development in servers and hardware and will make for a very well-rounded acquisition. This graphic shows that there will be little to no cannibalization associated with this acquisition due to the different products and customer bases. Some things for us to keep in mind moving forward with this deal includes antitrust issues, employment contracts, and price negotiation, as these issues were responsible for IBM's previous deal falling through. We must also realize that currently, no one can predict how long this recession and downturn will last. However, the government is not likely to allow financial institutions to fail, and we can anticipate that eventually the economy will recover and Sun's margins will theoretically follow even without all the proposed new developments added. We also have to be mindful of those at MySQL in a retention effort as they have just recently undergone an acquisition. Some suggested strategies for the deal would be to facilitate easy integration, charge download fee for Sun open source software, which is an industry standard, capitalize on Sun's customer base and service contract, cut cost, use marketing to minimize customer attrition, capitalize on the potential that new integrated technology streamlines for customers' presence. Oracle has a well-streamlined and efficient acquisition process, given that we have conducted more than 50 acquisitions within the last 4 years. Based on our analysis, we do have room to increase our bid if faced with competition, and the company valuation may even be low to what future cash flows could become. Given the market landscape, cost of capital, and the conservative growth rates, if a bidding war begins, Oracle could pay a maximum of $10.70, but we would advise attempting to remain below $9.80 per share, given their required rate of return, that this would already be a significant premium on the stock's current share price, and given the level of distress within the current economy. Thanks to the rest of the corporate development team, as well as the R&D and sales teams for their assistance in this process. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to one of the members of our team listed above, and thank you all.